This is XD, Xeno here, coming at you with more StarCraft 2 action. No, this is not StarCraft 2, of course it's League of Legends. I am Xenoronin, and I'll be casting TomHD versus versus Mumbo Jumbo in the 1v1 Gay for Urgot tournament. This is round 1, game 1 of these two players, and we'll be starting off with Xillian versus Olaf here. Olaf being a melee fighter champion, while Xillian is a AP caster. Xillian a very unusual choice, but come level 6 it could be very, very powerful. He has for his ultimate a revive ability, which means that should he die with the ultimate active, he will come back to life. Also very, very powerful poke with his double bombing abilities, and also just speed because of his speed boost. Olaf on the other hand is just a very maneuverable, very powerful melee champion. The more health he loses, the greater his passive becomes, where he just eventually becomes very, very, as you can see here, his attack speed increases for each amount of health he's missing. So if you start on a really low health battle, he is almost certain to win. So we're just waiting for the minions to come up here, and they're talking away to themselves. Xillian is gone with double fairy charm and 3 health pots, just trying to gain back as much mana as he possibly can at the start of the match, because he'll want to spam bombs down on Mumbo Jumbo, whereas Mumbo Jumbo has decided to go with 6 health pots and a red pot. We've seen in the other games there recently that red pot, it's almost forgotten every single time, which we're going to see today whether or not they're actually going to remember to use that pot. Just farming up some minions, trying to get some gold at the moment. Nothing too fancy. I had some problems with the setting up fraps, so we're actually running this live, but we're a few seconds behind because of, well, issues. It's really allowing up a lot of farm here. Oh, lots of damage coming down there. That reckless swing doing a huge amount of true damage from Olaf. But those bombs still actually chunking down on Olaf. But just he has those pots in tow just to keep his health up there. And that's going to be a problem for Xillian, is the lack of health pots. If Olaf does get in there, he will do an awful lot of damage. If that undertow hits, Xillian will be slowed and allow Olaf to just get in there and do that true damage with his reckless swing. As you can see, Olaf has decided to put 2 points into that reckless swing. He really wants to get in there and just smash down on top of the Xillian. Xillian doesn't exactly have the greatest melee range, which means that his bombs won't be as effective. Or, like, he'll have to get in really close if he wants to last hit. Which, as you can see, throwing out that undertow, trying to hit just one hit on top of that Xillian. At the early levels, it'd be really, really beneficial, because the longer this goes on, the more powerful Xillian will get if he gets AP from items. Olaf is also very good at taking down turrets, which is another reason that Xillian is just going to have to try and keep poking at Olaf to keep him away. This is where wards would almost come into handy, but it's really risky as opposed to trying to keep a ward, to trying to clear out bushes at this stage of the game. Those bombs going down there, and the undertow hitting, and the reckless swing coming out, just chunking the damage. You can see that the Xillian is really almost afraid to come out from underneath his turret at the moment. Xillian obviously focusing on his bombs, his rewinds, just putting 1 point into his speed boost just to be able to avoid those undertows. Another one coming out there, bombing up. Xillian able to rewind and place double bombs down on top of the Olaf, which will become very, very instrumental later on. Xillian's burned through all of his pots now, which is going to be very dangerous. But Mumbo's still taking those massive bombs on top of his head. but they're not doing all of that much damage, which a bit of magic resist on Olaf, who is a naturally sort of tanky character, and we could probably see a tower dive coming out from Olaf at some point if he gets those defensive items. Farming stakes still pretty even. Zilean able to just farm up using his bombs, while Olaf is controlling the lane almost a little bit, pushing Zilean under tower, but just the farming capabilities from afar of Zilean just keeping him in the game. Olaf just pulling ahead a little bit now and forcing Zilean back into that recall just to go back and get items. We can see his gold now is 700, using that to buy himself a Durain's ring, a pretty good item, getting more regen, actually selling one of his fairy charms there to be able to buy a few more things, such as the boots and that ward. He realised the need to clear out Mumbo Jumbo out of that bush, just to be able to get a bit of vision and throw the bomb down on top of his head. Mumbo is out of mana now, but he's pushed the minions to the turret to stop some farm for Zilean, and also just to allow himself to go back and get those items that he needs right now, sitting on 1,100 gold. So it'll be interesting to see what he comes out. And there is the Negatron cloak, allowing him to get how much magic resist? Some 40 magic resist, which is huge. It's going to really shut down a lot of those bombs and allow them to last longer in those engagements. And also the boots, just to be able to get into melee range quicker. And of course potting up just to keep in that lane. Strangely, Zilean did not buy any pots or even held mana pots anymore, so he's going to be relying strictly on, and he's used that ward now, he's actually put it in the enemy bush, which based on just previous trends, it could be risky, considering Olaf's pushing power in the lane at the moment. Also, Zilean going with clarity rather than any offensive summoning spells, just trying to gain back that mana. But I wonder, and here we have an engagement here, but just not getting that undertow. Missing that is absolutely crucial at the moment. If he doesn't hit that, he will just not be able to catch up to that Zilean with that speed boost. And there goes the undertow, and the bomb is on top of Mumbo Jumbo, but he's able to hit 2 undertows and that reckless swing coming out, just not doing enough damage at the moment to be able to take down Zilean, who's able to just use that speed boost to just stay out of melee range and just keep walking away. Maybe a slowing item on Olaf, such as the Phage, later on, if he manages to get to that level, will be a deciding factor to just stick on that Zilean. Or will those bombs just take down Olaf from afar? And there we go, an undertow hits and a reckless swing coming in here. Will he tower dive? No, he decides against it. He puts the bomb on top of Olaf, but it's not doing all that much damage. Olaf still has 4 pots, and now it's forcing Zilean back because he realizes the lack of health at the moment. Not actually getting any farm, still on 28 minions there and 385 gold. He's not going to be able to buy much here. He's sitting back there just to regain health. Olaf could probably push up and do a lot of damage to that turret now, as we're just watching Mumbo Jumbo. That is a massive minion wave. Already you can see the tower is chunking down health. The minions coming in now to be able to save it, and also Zilean arriving, but he's losing a lot of minion farm just because of that. Already you can see that Mumbo's pulled 20 minions ahead, which is something massive now, allowing him to go back with some gold. And there we have Ruby Crystal, which is almost indicative of a Phage later on, just getting the health for now rather than focusing on damage, because he's going for the long game here. Actually not buying any items when he went back. That's, I think, a mistake on TomHD's part. He could have had a health pots or mana pots or even some form, or even more wards, just to be able to keep Olaf at bay, but decided to just save his gold and hopefully get a chance to go back again. But with that tower already so low, it could get very risky. Zilean able to push the lane up on top of Olaf now, putting him under turret, but Olaf is actually really good at farming under turret because of that undertow and just pretty high attack damage, base attack damage, so there's no real problem with him to he should be able to steal most of them from his turret. And there goes the undertow, and the bomb goes down. Xenoronin is able to keep them afire and just keep putting bombs down on top of Olaf's head. Which still not doing a huge amount of damage, but still just being able to poke away at Mumbo Jumbo there while staying out of melee range. That's going to be really crucial if he wants to win this game. Already hitting the 10-minute mark, very unusual. Zillion has his ultimate, both champions actually have their ultimate, which means that Mumbo could probably get closer. Maybe because of the Mumbo's ultimate, he cannot be slowed, or just he's able to like move really fast. But that chrono shift on that Zillion, if he's allowed to use it, or if Mumbo kills him during it, will come back and it won't count as a death, which means that the game will just continue on. So it's almost a delay tactic, try and keep getting those bombs down, putting 2 bombs down, just using the rewind ability to reset the cooldown. Again, the undertow missing, really crucial in order to get in on top of that Zillion, because otherwise he just will not be able to stay on him because it's slow. Under tower again, hitting the undertow this time, but again not able to follow through just due to the tower damage and no minions there. Obviously keeping the farming at about 20 each now, 20 minions apart, which Olaf is still pulling ahead in terms of that, actually sitting on 700 gold. Zillion, because he didn't buy on that last turn, is actually up on 1,000 gold now, which could have allowed him to go back and buy some major AP item, such as a blasting rod, which increases AP quite hugely, maybe doing enough damage then. And there goes the reckless. Oh, and that undertow missing, really crucial. If he had hit that, that could have been the end of the game. He might have been able to dive, but again, that chrono shift is just still there, and that's going to be a real worry for Olaf if he goes under turret, because he will not be able to finish him off and he'll be caught on the wrong side. So it's a real mind game at the moment. Undertow comes out missing just, and the bomb going down on Olaf's head just keeps taking damage needlessly almost, but they're not doing as much damage as they used to because of that Negatron cloak and the amount of health that Olaf has. Now Olaf has managed to burn through all of his pots, which means that going back is probably another possibility, because the tower is just not taking as much damage because of Zillion's ability to just bomb away the minions. Olaf still waiting in that bush. Another reason why I'm saying that I was surprised that Zillion didn't get that ward again, just to be able to clear Olaf out of that bush, to be able to bomb him and just poke away at him. The undertow hitting, but it was only really a minion based undertow, really, meaning that he was not willing to go in on top of TomHD there. TomHD sitting on really low health. He has no abilities at the moment to regain his health, which means that he's going to sit on that for a very long time because passive HP regain is very low. I really do wonder what the masteries and are set for these champions. TomHD seems to be pretty high on defense. There's quite a lot of armor and magic resist there. The minions starting to break up a bit more now. Olaf winning out in that stakes. The game is really slowed down here in terms of actual action, as they're just farming under turret, or Zillion is able to just farm under turret, bombing away and doing more damage to Olaf with each bomb. It's really going to come down to just who can, whether or not Olaf is able to get in on top of Zillion. Otherwise Zillion is just going to be able to keep him at range and take him down, because, well, otherwise, yeah, it's just going to have to be a real burst down from Olaf, such as getting that reckless swing in, maybe just to burst down that last bit of health before the chrono shift can come in, or what's it called again? The chrono shift can come in. Mumbo realising the need to go back and actually just spend his gold now, sitting on 1,400, maybe a phage coming out. No, a Kindle Gem actually, going for that cooldown reduction just to be able to throw out more and more of those undertows, and obviously the more he's able to throw out, the more chance he has of actually hitting TomHD with one of them. Also, going back allows Zilean to sort of push up in his lane, which means that Olaf might have a better chance of actually just catching him rather than allowing him to just sit under turret and passively farm. I don't know who won, but the game is actually over now, so something has happened in the next 3 minutes. As you can see, 600 gold, 700 gold ahead for the Olaf. TomHD goes back and buys. I'm just going to go back and see what he got. Yes, that blasting one is coming in. Also a Cage's lucky pick. I don't think that is the best option there. Going from gold regen, or gold for 10 at this stage is a little bit, I suppose, naive to think that the game is going to continue on that long. But we'll see. It might actually work out for him. Olaf just going for those health items, going for the turret. Another bomb going down on Olaf's head. We'll see how much damage that actually did to him. Not enough. Only a little bit of damage going down there on top of the Olaf's head. Just able to clear out the minions. But you can see that that turret is down on maybe a third of its health, or even lower, maybe even a quarter. And that is going to be crucial. This game could actually just go to first tower rather than first death. Undertow coming out, not actually hitting. Again, if he doesn't hit that, there is absolutely no chance of that the kill going down. Another undertow, but just staying under turret, and Olaf is just too cautious at the moment in order to go in on top of him. Mumbo just deciding it's probably best with that chrono shift not to go anywhere near, and he's going in now, the reckless swing coming down, but I don't think that undertow hit in the beginning, and just allowing Zilean to just throw down his movement speed boost and using his clarity there just to gain back a bit of mana. Olaf running low now on mana, which could be not be able to throw, whether or not he's able to throw out another reckless swing and undertow is will be interesting. Olaf coming in behind here now. He has to hit that undertow. He just clips him there and gets the reckless swing down. Zilean uses his ultimate early. No, there it goes, and forcing Olaf to back off. But now that ultimate is used, and prematurely too. There was absolutely no reckless swing, no undertow because of the lack of mana on Mumbo Jumbo's part there. The chrono shift is absolutely just wasted, which means that for the next 2 minutes, I think, is the cooldown on that. There's going to be no chance of revival. And TomHD realizes that his tower is very low and Olaf is bearing down upon it. So he has to stick around with no regen items, which could be really, really dangerous. Olaf just allowed to just hit away at that turret and the double bombs going down. But they're not doing enough damage, and Mumbo gets the turret and is going for the kill and goes in with the reckless swing, smacking him down and winning game 1. As you can see, just the sheer power, just the long game going with Olaf and just getting health items rather than damage, just eventually winning out. Just that Negatron cloak was really the clutch buy, I suppose, of this game, allowing him to just survive those bombs. If he was able to survive those bombs, it was always going to be probably an Olaf win, as well as that early use of chrono shift, just really, really not allowing Zilean the freedom to move, and then just able to bear in and get the turret. And that's that. We'll go on to game 2 now.